Hello, welcome once again to Reach. We are once again continuing our orientation series, and today we're going to be introducing the human weapons. There are 8 to 10 human weapons that we will be showing you today, one of which we won't be able to show you because we couldn't get authorization to use it in time, and I will explain it a little bit later, but unfortunately we won't be able to show it to you. We are going to be at Paradiso, which is a variation of Forge World. And today, looks like we're actually about to get where we're going, so let's get this party started. Alright, let's get started talking about some weapons. I've got my red friend here helping me out today. The blue team didn't want to cooperate nearly as much this time as they did last time. I think they got mad at me. Something about a tank and explosions and something. So the reds were a little bit more forgiving. The blues not so much. So keep an eye out and give me a holler if they start shooting at me. Alright, first up is the M6G Magnum. It's got a 2x zoom. This weapon right here is for, well, killing. It's medium range weapon. It's for killing the enemy. Well, all these weapons are for killing the enemy. This one in particular is good for medium range headshot kills, especially against grunts, jackals, unarmored opponents, skirmishers. They're also good for buggers if you can line them up easy and quickly enough. But yeah. Medium range weapons, got a 45, fires a 45 caliber round. It's semi-automatic, so, well, no. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah. Next up is the MA-37 assault rifle. A short range weapon, best with controlled burst, 3 or 4 rounds per trigger pull, I would suggest. It's good for suppression fire as well. Just point at the direction of the people you don't want shooting back and hold down the trigger. It's got a 36 round clip, or is it 32 rounds? Anyway, it's 32 or 36. High rate of fire. It doesn't say here what the rate of fire actually is, how many rounds per minute or second. But yeah, this weapon is good for if you're surrounded by a bunch of enemies and you don't have anybody you're worried about shooting. Just get in the middle of them and start blasting away, and maybe a couple of them will die, but they'll tear to pieces. Yeah. It's a decent weapon. I've actually used some better ones, but we'll not get into that. Next, we're going to go to the other range, and we're going to look at some of the other weapons. Next up, we've got the M392 DMR Designated Marksman Rifle. I find it kind of funny that of all the weapons, this is the only one that has the letters that are defined. All the others have these long alphanumeric names that they don't explain. Anyway, this got a 3x zoom. It is a semi-automatic weapon. Definitely, as the name suggests, it is a marksman weapon. Good for long distance shooting, or at least medium to long distance shooting. And yeah, this is definitely another headshot weapon. Yeah. All right. Next, next up is the M45 TS shotgun. Most effective at close range, and by close range, you need to be this far away from your opponent to actually use it effectively. If they're any farther away from you than this, well, there's a good chance that it won't do anything at all. I'm kidding, of course, but still, it's what it seems like a lot of the time. It is a shotgun. It's a pump-action shotgun with a 6-round clip. I don't know why. They had other models of these that are or bigger, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, close range weapon, so don't use it unless you're, well, it's a last resort weapon in my opinion. Alright, now we're going to go, holy, well, it looks like our friends the Blues have decided to make an appearance. That was actually the next weapon on our list, the SRS 99 sniper rifle. It's got a 5 and 10x times zoom, and 10 times zoom, I apologize. It's got a small magazine, which is 4 rounds. That will load now. It's a very long range weapon. This is definitely a headshot weapon. It will basically one-shot kill anything except elites and brutes, unless you get headshots on them. And sometimes even those guys can be tough enough that... And sometimes those guys can be tough enough to survive a headshot. It may take more than one. Alright, I think they're done. I actually had their ammo dumps cut off for the last 2 weeks, so they should be out of ammo right now. I just wanted to make sure. Alright, once again we need to go to the other... Well, so much for that. That there was the M21 SSR MAV AW rocket launcher. That one has a 1.8 times zoom. We'll just basically call it a 2 times zoom. And it can track flying targets. So you've got your Banshee up there. Okay, they're out. Alright, if you got your Banshee up there harassing your base, just lock onto that with the rocket and let it go, and those things will track forever. They will do all sorts of crazy maneuvers, and we'll just turn around and blow that thing out of the air. Don't be in a Banshee or a Hornet if one is following you. Bail out. I'd rather take a 3,000 foot drop to get blown out of the sky by one of those. Alright, if our blue friends are not going to harass us anymore, I think we'll go to the next shooting range and show a couple of more weapons.